Humans can survive wounds that kill machines. I learned this 3 minutes after entering their territory. At first, I thought it was a translation error. Then our engines failed. My name is Ver 7, Senior Navigation Officer of the Kruan Exploration Vessel Silent Verdict. We were not warriors. We did not conquer worlds. We studied them. We measured atmospheres. We collected minerals. And when necessary, we repaired our ships. Earth was listed as an unremarkable industrial planet. Primitive. Dangerous only to poorly protected organisms. That assessment was wrong. Our reactor began collapsing 32 million kilometers from Earth. The warning came without sound. Every light on the bridge turned black. Our ship stopped accelerating. Then our artificial gravity disappeared. I gripped the navigation rail as 3 crew members floated past me. Our captain, Orcs, stared at the dead reactor display. Cause. I checked it twice. Then 6 times. Unknown. That word frightened him. Kruan technology did not produce unknown failures. Machines either worked or they were destroyed. There was no middle state. The silent verdict was dying. We had enough power for perhaps 4 hours. Earth was our only nearby world, so we transmitted a repair request. I expected silence. Instead, something answered in 8 seconds. A human voice. Calm. Warm. Almost cheerful. Got you. Bring her in. I froze. Bring her in? Our ship was larger than most human cities. Their planetary defense network should have challenged us. Instead, they gave us landing coordinates. No interrogación. No demands. No threats. I immediately concluded humans were careless. That was my first mistake. We entered Earth's atmosphere beneath clouds that glowed orange from evening sunlight. Then I saw the surface. Cities. Millions of lights. Aircraft. Roads. Moving machines. The planet was alive with activity. Yet nothing fired at us. Our ship descended toward a human facility hidden between mountains. The landing field appeared too small. I warned the captain. He ignored me. We touched down. The ground shook. The doors opened. And humans walked toward us. No automat. No weapons. No visible fear. They carried strange metal containers. One human approached our captain and smiled. He held out a hand. Orcs stared at it. The human kept smiling. I realized he was exposing his teeth. A dominance display. Of course. Humans were primitive predators. They displayed their weapons before negotiations. Orcs copied the gesture. The human's eyes widened. Then he laughed. I did not understand. Our translator labeled the sound as amusement. That made no sense. We had just threatened him. Why was he amused? The human pointed toward our damaged ship, then toward the repair facility. Let's get you fixed. No demand. No comment. Nothing. I became uneasy. Predators never gave something away without expecting something larger later. Inside the facility, humans moved around us rapidly. They connected cables, scanned our hull, opened panels we had never authorized them to touch. I protested. The human technician simply nodded, then continued. Our captain ordered me to record everything. I did. That was when the impossible began. A human engineer looked at our reactor core. He studied it for 17 seconds. Then he asked for coffee. I thought he had detected a malfunction in his own brain. Instead, another human handed him a dark liquid. He drank it. His pupils expanded. His movements became faster. He began rebuilding our reactor. Not repairing it. Rebuilding it. Using tools that looked primitive. Using materials we had never seen. Our reactor had been designed by 12 generations of Kruan engineers. The human modified it in less than an hour. The output increased by 40%. I stared at the readings. Impossible. The engineer smiled. Little better now. Little better. Our civilization had spent 200 years perfecting that reactor. He had improved it before finishing his drink. I decided humans did not understand scale. That was my second mistake. The captain asked what they wanted in return. The engineer looked confused. Nothing. Nothing. That word became more terrifying every time they used it. Then alarms erupted across the facility. Every human stopped moving. The cheerful atmosphere vanished. I expected panic. Humans did something stranger. They became silent. Every person looked toward the sky. I followed their gaze. A black shape crossed the clouds. Then another. Then 10. Then hundreds. My sensor screamed. I activated military identification. My blood ran cold. Those were warships. Human warships. Hundreds of them. They had appeared from orbit without detection. Their hulls were enormous. Angular. Dark. Covered in weapons. I turned toward the engineer. You said this world was peaceful. He shrugged. It is. I pointed toward the sky. Those are warships. Yes. Why are they here? He looked at me. Then smiled. They heard we had visitors. I felt something ancient awaken inside my instincts. The humans had not brought us to a repair station. They had brought us into a fortress, and they had not been repairing our ship for our sake. Our reactor suddenly came online. Power surged through every system, but the display showed something new. A second network had been installed inside our navigation core. I demanded an explanation. The engineer only said one sentence. That's your upgrade. My translator struggled with the next words. He called it a friendship system. I did not believe him. Then every human warship in orbit rotated toward deep space. Not toward us. Beyond us. Something was coming. Something massive. Our long-range sensors detected thousands of vessels entering the system. Alien vessels. Military formation. Unknown origin. The humans watched them approach. They did not look afraid. They looked ready. I finally understood the truth. Earth had never been an unremarkable industrial planet. It was bait. And we had unknowingly parked our dying ship beside the trap. The alien fleet crossed the outer moon. 3,000 warships. Then 5,000. Then more. The human engineer finished his coffee. He looked at our captain. Good timing. Orcs whispered, for what? The human pointed toward the sky. For the war. And for the first time in my existence, I realized something far worse than human weapons. Humans did not build warships because they expected war. They built warships because they expected someone to make the mistake of coming close enough to need them. The human fleet did not move toward the enemy. The enemy moved toward Earth. I assumed this meant the humans were afraid. I was wrong. Again. The alien fleet filled our sensors. Thousands of ships. Cruisers. Carriers. Siege platforms. Planet killers. They belonged to the Varkash Dominion, a civilization famous for reducing resistant worlds to molten stone. Our captain recognized their formation. Earth is finished. The human engineer beside him continued drinking coffee. He looked at the sensor display, then at us, then at the coffee. I thought he had become mentally incapable of understanding danger. That was when Earth answered the Varkash transmission. A single sentence crossed every communication channel. Leave. The Dominion commander laughed. Their reply was immediate. Submit your planet or die with it. The human engineer sighed. Not fear. Annoyance. I did not understand. Why would a primitive species respond to certain death with irritation? Then Earth changed. The oceans lit up. Massive structures rose from beneath the water. Continents opened. Mountain ranges shifted. Hidden launch platforms emerged from underground. My sensors overloaded. The planet itself was transforming into a weapon. I finally understood why we had never detected Earth's military infrastructure. It was not hidden beneath the planet. It was the planet. The first human warships launched. They did not accelerate like normal ships. They vanished. My navigation system screamed. They were jumping through space without opening detectable corridors. 1 second they were above Earth. The next, they were inside the Warship formation. The enemy fleet fired. Millions of weapons crossed the darkness. Human ships moved between them. Not randomly. Perfectly. They seemed to know where every weapon would be before it was fired. I assumed they possessed superior prediction technology. That explanation comforted me. Then I watched a human pilot deliberately enter a missile cloud. His ship spun. Its armor shattered. The vessel continued forward. I stared at the damage report. The ship should have died. Instead, its damaged systems rerouted themselves. The pilot kept fighting. Humans were not machines. Yet they behaved like broken machines that refused to stop. The Warship opened fire on Earth. Planetary shields activated. The first impact shook our repair facility. The second cracked mountains. The third turned night into daylight. Our captain ordered evacuation. Humans ignored him. They were moving civilians underground. Children. Families. Elderly humans. Medical workers. They moved thousands into shelters. No screaming. No chows. Only speed. I assumed they were protecting their breeding population. A normal survival response. Then I saw something strange. A human mother handed her child to a soldier. Then she turned around. She walked back toward the surface. I could not understand. Why is she returning? The engineer looked at me. She forgot someone. That answer disturbed me. Another child? He shook his head. Her neighbor. I stared at him. The mother was risking death for someone unrelated to her genetic line. That violated everything I understood about survival. Then the Warship broke through the outer defense line. Their largest ship entered Earth's atmosphere. The human fleet surrounded it. I expected them to destroy it. Instead, they captured it. 30 human vessels attached themselves to its hull. The Warship ship fired its engines. The human vessels held. One by one, their hulls began tearing apart. Still they held. The enemy vessel stopped. Then the humans cut into it. They boarded. Thousands of soldiers entered. I watched the tactical feed. Humans were fighting inside the enemy ship. The Warship were larger, stronger, armored. The humans were smaller. Yet the Warship kept retreating. I finally understood the pattern. Humans did not fight because they believed they would win. They fought because retreat had become unacceptable. Then the Dominion commander made his final mistake. He targeted our repair facility. He identified our ship as foreign. He assumed we were allied with Earth. He ordered our destruction. The engineer looked at the incoming missile, then at me. You should probably get behind something. The missile struck. The entire facility disappeared beneath fire. For several seconds, I heard nothing. Then my systems rebooted. The silent verdict was still intact. Our shields were stronger than before. Our engines were operating at 140%. Our weapons had been modified. I looked at the engineer. What did you do? He smiled. Upgraded you. I checked the weapons systems. Human targeting software had been installed. Our reactor was stabilized. Our armor had been reinforced. Even our navigation system had changed. The humans had turned our civilian exploration vessel into a warship. But why? I demanded to know. The engineer pointed toward Earth. Because you're here. That answer made no sense. Then the human fleet opened formation. Beyond them stood the Warship command ship. Its weapons charged. Earth's defenses were damaged. Human losses were enormous. The Warship commander transmitted one final message. You cannot defeat us. The human response came from millions of voices. Not one voice. Million. Soldiers, engineers, doctors, pilots, civilians. The entire planet transmitted simultaneously. We don't have to. I felt cold. The human fleet moved aside. Our ship was pushed forward. I stared at the targeting display. The Varkash command ship was directly ahead. Our new weapons activated. I realized what the humans had done. They had not upgraded our ship to help themselves. They had upgraded us because they wanted us to survive. We fired. The beam crossed the battlefield. The Varkash command ship vanished. Silence followed. Thousands of enemy vessels stopped. Then they began retreating. Earth had won. But I did not feel victorious. I looked at the human engineer. He was sitting on a damaged crate. His hands were burned. Blood covered his uniform. He was drinking another cup of coffee. I asked him why humans had protected us. He looked toward the sky. Because you came for repairs. I waited. He continued. And because you stayed. I did not understand. Perhaps I never would. 3 hours later, our ship was ready to leave. Our systems were stronger. Our engines were faster. Our weapons were terrifying. Earth had given us everything. Fuel, technology, medical supplies, and food. Before departure, the engineer handed our captain a small metal container. Coffee. Orcs stared at it. For the journey. We accepted it. Then our ship entered orbit. I looked back at Earth. The planet was damaged. Cities burned. Smoke covered continents. Yet millions of lights remained. Humans were already rebuilding. They were carrying bodies, repairing roads, treating the wounded, feeding strangers, laughing beside ruins. I finally understood the pattern I had been watching. Humans did not become stronger when they were safe. They became stronger when something threatened what they loved. I thought that was their greatest weapon. I was wrong. Our ship crossed the edge of the system. Then my upgraded navigation system activated by itself. A message appeared. Earth Defense Network, active. Below it was another message. You are now family. I assumed it was a simple human joke. Then our sensors detected a distant signal. Someone had followed us. A Varkash survivor. Our captain ordered weapons armed. Before we could respond, a second signal appeared. Human. A message traveled across 12 light years. Don't worry. Then another message followed. We're coming. I stared into the darkness. For the first time, I understood what humans had truly built on Earth. Not a fleet. Not a fortress. Not an empire. A promise. And that was more frightening than any weapon. Because weapons can be destroyed. But humans had taught an entire species something far more dangerous. They had taught us that survival was not about living. It was about refusing to let anyone die alone. I still cannot explain why humans survive wounds that kill machines. I only know the answer now. Machines stop when they are broken. Humans become something else. Something I still cannot name. Something that gets back up and keeps walking. Even when the universe itself tells them to stay down. Humanity didn't just repair their ship. Humanity gave them a reason to survive. If you want more stories where the galaxy discovers what humans are truly capable of, like this video and subscribe for the next HFY adventure.